Good day and welcome to the Milton Keynes Business Channel. Today our programme is about 5 essential website requirements for local businesses in Milton Keynes. I'm building this show off the back of 25 years experience in web design. I built my first website in the late 90s. I've bought and sold websites for 6 figures historically. So 5 essential requirements. Firstly, first impressions and credibility. First impressions are everything in business. Quite often people will make a decision within the first few seconds of landing on a website. So 0.05 seconds actually is the renowned average, faster than a blink of the eye really. So that snap judgment is really based on credibility. The majority of people, roughly 70%, will judge your business's trustworthiness based on how your website looks. So if it's outdated, cluttered, unprofessional, if it's not responsive on various different mobile devices, people just leave. So what you really need is a modern, clean design, because that not only grabs attention, it earns trust, which turns into conversions and new business for you. The second really important thing is a mobile-friendly design. In recent years, mobile has overtaken desktop in terms of internet usage, and so a lot of your customers in Milton Keynes are browsing on phones and tablets. So if you have an outdated site, you'll probably find that it doesn't work very well, particularly on newer devices. So it doesn't take long to optimize a mobile site, particularly if it's built in a friendly platform like Shopify or WordPress. And Google says that the majority of customers will abandon a site that takes more than 3 seconds to load. And I've analysed hundreds of local business websites in Milton Keynes over the last few years, and the majority of them are very slow on mobile. And it's quite shocking, because sometimes that we can fix that in 5 or 10 minutes with a free plugin. All of those problems, all of those lost business, costs you £5 or something to get fixed. The next important thing is a really clear call to action. We see this mistake made a lot. Companies invest into fancy websites with loads of nice design and content, but it doesn't have the direct calls to action. The direct calls to action I'm talking about: the contact us form, buy now, sign up now, register now, buttons where people can phone you straight away. They're particularly popular on mobile. We do a lot of pay-per-click advertising on Google, and a lot of the leads, the local leads, they're on the phone. They're at the end of the sales cycle. Quite often when people visit your website, they just want a quote, they want to speak to someone, make a booking, find out about your products and buy quite quickly. So you need to make that as easy as possible for the users. Quite shockingly, the majority of businesses, about 70%, don't have a direct call to action on their homepage, which is a huge opportunity, a missed opportunity to generate leads, particularly for local services like plumbers, builders, dentists, trades. It's really important to have those direct calls to action with phone and email. As for content and SEO structure, that's vitally important with a website, not just for search engines, but for customers as well. So a good website will answer the key questions that your target customers have. We as standard, when we build websites, we research for every web page we make, we research the most popular questions searched on Google that relates to that content. Got some clever software that does that, and then we'll address those at the bottom of the page. So at the bottom of every web page we have, whatever our clients, whatever products or services they're selling, we address the 10 main sales objections, like how soon does it get delivered, how much does it cost, is there a returns policy, those sort of standard questions. You need to address those on your website, because that handles the sales objections for you to help you close deals. If you don't address those questions, you leave an element of doubt, and so that customer's just quite fickle and goes on to your closest competitor. So, for example, if you run a restaurant in Milton Keynes, you need to be mentioning your location, your opening hours, what you specialize in, and your menu. It really helps with local SEO, and it also helps your customers to take action. And don't forget intuitive navigation. People should be able to find your About Us page, your services, and your contact information at all times with 1 or 2 clicks. The next really important thing with website design is aesthetics and branding. So you need to have professional aesthetics and branding. So a strong website should match your brand. So the colors, the fonts, the logos, the tone should all be in alignment and cohesive. And that consistency really helps build recognition, professionalism, and really if your design isn't very strong, that's where we can help. Come to a local web design agency like us. So really your website should be working for you, not against you. With all the technology tools and AI that's come into play in recent years, it's never been quicker and easier and cheaper and more cost effective to build a high quality website. All of our details are below. If you want some support, expert advice or consultancy with your web design or customer acquisition and online advertising, Milton Keynes Marketing, we've got loads of 5-star reviews. All of our details are in the description below. Thanks very much for following us. Look out for more shows, and thanks again for your time.